is not the song. The problem is who sang it. The person who sang it claimed one coin, with all due respect, one coin dimension of the weight of glory. And you heard the song. It's only because you've heard it before that you know the song is powerful. But if you were to depend on what that person has said, you may think the song does not carry life. And then you hear the same song again by another vessel, another star, and the weight that is invested behind that song. Is someone learning now? The level of dominion in this kingdom and in experience depends on the weight and the measure of glory that you carry and you manifest. Now, generally speaking, there are two factors that are responsible for the disparity in the results of believers. Number one is the election of grace, and then number two, the weight of glory. Generally, I think just a digression for your knowledge. When you find two believers who have very divergent results, classically speaking, there are two factors that may be responsible for that disparity. Number one, it can be the election of grace. There are people whose results is not necessarily completely a product of their prayer or fasting or yieldedness. Certain possibilities just came as part of the packages of their call. That's why we do not boast. The election of grace can determine certain possibilities, but it only accounts for about 20%. I can tell you 80% of the disparity in results is the difference in the weight of glory. So that you don't leave an excuse and say, I knew it. I always knew that my own is because my call is not true. If you are not carrying the weight of glory, I'm telling you, you minus 20 from 80%. A good student can fail 20% and still score A. A lazy student can give an excuse and say it's because they deducted 20%, that's why he got F. What of the remaining 80? You see how lazy sometimes believers can be? So just because there is the election of grace, the election of grace just gives you about 20%, honestly, more advantage than the average believer. And the 20% is simply for the work's sake. That's it. I give you an example. A gentleman who, because of the inclination of his prophetic call, even before praying, even before fasting, are we together? From a baby, he began to see. How do you explain that? It's an election of grace. It says, from whence thou were in your mother's womb, before thou camest forth, I called you and I ordained you to be a prophet. So you would find young Jeremiah seeing